In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one, and hopefully your friend, Taalik, Ibn'rad. I would first like to acknowledge my disciples, Soul Brother 85 and Soul Brother Twin, always here by my side. I don't know how you do it, but you make it here. I thank you so much for joining me these few minutes on this always spontaneous broadcast. Deacons of the church. Oh, I love it. I love it. I thank you so much for joining me, and those who well, it is Sunday, you know. I love it. Hey, yeah, this is Sunday morning, my first broadcast of 2021. And I must say, I am very happy to be here. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a whole lot better. Yes, we made it. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling stronger. How long that's going to last, I don't know, but I'm going to take advantage of that as much as possible. That's why I always say to us, tomorrow's never promised. So I need to take advantage of every time I have a chance to come on air and talk with us. Do it as much as possible, because tomorrow is never promised, and I know that I got a problem here, so we don't know how much time is left. And I would like for my disciples, I would like for those who listen to these broadcasts, I would hope that whatever I leave, I hope that you would take that and take it upon yourself the responsibility to continue the not teaching, but the suggestion and the advice of what we call real truth. Do not let real truth, it's not going to die, because you cannot kill truth. Truth does not die. It can be rejected and it can be accepted, but it does not die. It would be more beneficial for us that we accept reality, that we accept real truth, not part of the truth, some of the truth, partial truth, truth mixed with falsehood. No, we need to accept reality to the best of our knowledge. We don't know all things. And what we say today could be in error tomorrow, because we're always learning something. There's always some type of new knowledge that we didn't know before. So when we get facts that we didn't know before, it has to change our conclusion. So what I might say today, I might not say tomorrow because something that I learned that's new changed the conclusion, whether I like it or not. Some of us, we are satisfied and we think we know it all and we don't want to change. That's a big mistake. Because if you say that you truly want liberation and you seek justice and freedom, but you embrace that which is archaic, that which is out of date, then you certainly don't represent freedom, justice, and equality, because what we know yesterday might not be factual today due to new information. Somebody was telling me about the great Malcolm X and how Malcolm X would not agree with much of what I say. You don't know that. Malcolm X could only operate with what he knew during his time. Malcolm does not know and never was introduced to this, what we call the new age of information that we have privilege to. And I know that Malcolm was a thinker like me. I know Malcolm was flexible in his thoughts. I would say that Malcolm X would be more like myself, not you, because you're stuck in the past. Even during the time when Malcolm was here, you could see he was flexible in the mind. He went outside of the teachings of the Nation of Islam. He was reading and getting other information from various sources and using his brain to come up with different conclusions, even though he loved and he was influenced by Nation of Islam teachings. You could tell sooner or later, Malcolm could not stay in the Nation of Islam. And you could tell Malcolm was different when he began to set up his own organization. He set it up in two parts, one for the religious side and one for the revolutionary side. He understood that you cannot mix religious beliefs with revolutionary actions. Now, it's possible, and it has been done, where you have religion and spiritual influence upon a revolution, and they were successful. But in the case of the once called Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America, it's different with us. Because when we embrace our religion or these other ideologies that we believe in, it destroys. It takes the revolution. It tears it down. It causes division. And this is what we see. It is not my opinion. It is a true observation. And this is why many don't understand Angel Snub 7. You cannot comprehend because your mind is influenced. Your mind is clouded by religious influence or something else that you grasp on that you think is perfect, that you think is right. And so since that is right, nothing Angel Snub 7 says is right. I got to be wrong. Something is wrong with me. It's nothing wrong with you. It's always going to be something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with Pan-Africanism. Something wrong with Angel Snub 7. There's nothing wrong with Cometicism, whatever that Comet stuff. Something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's always something wrong with Angel Snub 7. Ain't nothing never wrong with you. It's always me. I got the problem. I don't understand. I can't comprehend. I don't know. I'm an inbred. Something is wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. But we've been following you. We've been following Jesus. And we've been going to Kemet for the last 30 years. And we've been following the Moorish Science Temple. And we've been following the Nation of Islam. We've been doing all these different things for years and years and years. And you have accomplished what? You've done what? It's not my opinion. This is the reality of it. If you put all them together, you put the nation of God's and earth, and you put the nation of Islam, and you put those who believe in Kemeticism, whatever you want to call it, scholarship, those who astral project out their bodies, those who believe in Jesus, those who believe in Allah, Muhammad, the list goes on and on. If you put them all together, what have they accomplished? What are they doing right now? What did they accomplish in 2020? And you talk about Happy New Year. What's a Happy New Year when you leave 2020 as an absolute failure and you enter 2021 as a failure? That's not my opinion. That's reality. That's what it is. Now, maybe Farrakhan got richer and you put money in Tariq Nasheed's pockets, and you put money in Umar Johnson's pockets and all these things. But far as you are concerned, we as a so-called people, we have not gained nothing. You gained nothing in 2020, and you have certainly gained nothing, and you will not gain nothing in 2021 because you're going to continue the loser path that you're on. A bunch of losers. And you don't want to hear that. That's a personal problem. I'd rather be a retard than live by Allah. Absolutely. I'd rather be a retard than live by lies and fantasy and fiction, mythology. So Happy New Year for what? You was a slave, a Pharaoh slave in 2020. And at the rate that you're going to be a Pharaoh slave in 2021, 2022, 2030. You're just going to be on the bottom forever, an eternal slave, if they don't make you extinct. Is that my fault? No. It's because you refuse to change direction. You refuse to accept a new mindset and a new strategy. You want to go to the casino and keep playing on the same loser machine that you've been playing for the last week. You don't want to change machine. I can feel it. I'm gonna win sooner or later. And you keep putting your quarters and your dimes in this machine, and it never pays off. And as soon as you leave, somebody else come and they hit the jackpot. That still don't tell you nothing. It did it for them, it'll do it for me. But it wasn't doing for you. You've been messing with the machine for the last week and didn't get nothing. Somebody else walked up and got what you put into. Woo! Did you hear what I just said? Somebody else walk up and win what you put into this machine. And that's what you see. We keep putting into things and we're not getting no benefit, and somebody else walk up and they get the benefit. You want to continue? You want to continue to do this? Are you serious? And you want me to join you being a loser? No. If I can't have what I want, I don't want nothing at all. What do you want? I want freedom. What do you want? Justice. What do you want? I want equality. I want my own. And if I can't have my own, I don't want nothing at all. When do you want it? I want it now. There's something, when I was locked up, they said that a sign of insanity is you want when you want it. In this case, it's different because we as a people or as this group, we have always, since the end of slavery or the end of oppression, for those who say many of us, my people wasn't no slave, but they was living in oppression. They didn't run around here and run nothing. They didn't make no laws. They didn't make no policy. They was lynched. They was raped. Yeah, they was free people, but they didn't run nothing. So what? They still was affected by Jim Crow and anything else in this country. And really, in reality, they wasn't free. They just wasn't living on the slave plantation. They still under the domination of another people. They tell you what you can and cannot do. Simple as that. So I wouldn't go around bragging my people never was no slave on no plantation. They were still under the rule and the domination of another people, just like you are right now. Hold on a minute. I apologize. Give me a break here. Hey.
You say that you're going to be ready for a live hangout?
Yeah, I'm on air right now.
All right, just leave me on the phone, and when you're ready for me to talk, I'll talk.
Okay. All right. That's brother Talib. He calling in. For some reason, I don't know what it is with the videos. Brother Talib has technical difficulties when it comes to video, but we have him on speakerphone, so we want to welcome Soul Brother Talib to the forum. Thank you so much for joining us. So let me get back what I was talking about. And so really, there are those who want us to be a loser like them and be happy. You know, there are people who are happy being losers. They have this fantasy in their mind that they winners. Like we used to play basketball. And we lose. Now, when I lose, you couldn't tell because we still act like winners. But the reality is we lost the game and we sitting down. Somebody else is on the court. You are no longer on the court because you lost. Only winners stay on the court. So we lost. We act like winners. And well, we only lost by 1 point. It don't make any difference. You still lost. And that's the reality of it. And some of these people, oh, the Nation of Islam did this, and Dr. King did this, and you are a loser. You have not won. And you are in denial that you're a loser. You can put everything that we've done as a group of people, put it in one box, all in one box, and you're still a loser. I don't care what Malcolm did. I don't care what the Black Panther Party done. I don't care. They still losers. You have not won. Because what is the prize? In the NBA, you fighting for that trophy. If you don't take that trophy home, you're a loser. So what is the trophy that we're looking for in this struggle? Freedom, justice, and equality, true liberation. If you don't have that, you're a loser. So how can you be happy talking about, oh, we want freedom, justice, and equality. We want reparations. Do you have reparations? No. They made it very clear in 2020, they're not interested. Do you have freedom, justice, and equality? No, you don't have nothing. So you go into 2021 with a smile on your face sending everybody Happy New Year for what? And you're a loser. We're losers. You're still on the bottom. You're waiting for the Democrats and the Republicans to all of a sudden change their heart or whatever and do something for you. It's not going to never happen. They're not interested in you because you have nothing to give them. You mean nothing. You're just like gum on the bottom of somebody's shoe. That's all. Something you walk, they walking on you and they trying to get rid of you, but you hanging on stuck. That's how we are in this nation. And you hype yourself up with all these things. I'm a king, I'm a queen, I'm a god and a goddess, and blah, blah, blah. To hype yourself up, pretending. Because the people of this nation don't see you as no god. They don't see you as no royalty. They don't even see you as a human being. For as I know, we are still 3/5 of a human being, according to the Constitution. For as I know, you're not even a human. And if you go to some parts of this country, some of these peckerwoods will tell you in your face the reality of things. You like being around these Caucasian people that skin and grin in your face, but behind your back, they call you the N-word real fast. And you sleep with them. And they're your friend. But as soon as they get mad, what comes out their mouth? And some of you have already experienced, oh, they was just mad. When you get angry, when you get emotional, the real you starts coming out. That's what they thought about you all the damn time. You the N-word. You just something to play with. They don't mind playing with you just like their dog, because their dog don't have any power. The goldfish in the tank don't have any power. Yeah, they like you when you don't have no power. But they like you if you possess the same kind of power, the same kind of influence like they have. We don't know. Because you're still in a slave-like condition. Absolutely. You want me to be like you, a loser. I don't like being a loser. I'm very competitive. I don't like being a loser. I don't want to hype myself up pretending I'm a loser. Well, I'm really a winner. I only lost by 1 point. The point is you lost. You are sitting down on the bench, on the side, whatever. You know, when you're playing street ball, as long as your team win, you can stay on the court. As soon as your team lose, you got to sit down. And so you're not on the court, then you become a king of Loserville. Absolutely. I don't want to keep you long. I'm just ranting a little bit. The topic that we chosen today is I am a creator of culture, not follower. Damn it. I'm a creator, not a follower. Is there anything wrong with being a follower? No. There's nothing wrong with being a follower. If you follow that which is beneficial for you. If you don't follow what is beneficial to you, there's a problem. Nothing wrong with being a follower. We come into this world being followers because you don't know a damn thing. We come into this world knowing nothing. So we depend on our mother. We depend on our parents. We depend on our society. We depend on older brothers and sisters. We follow them because we don't know nothing. You see your big brother do this, you want to copy them. You don't know. You see your mother do this and father do that, cousins, because you don't know. you're a follower. That's how we learn, by following. Until you mature and get to the point where now I'm ready to go on my own. I've learned from my cousin. I learned from my mother. I learned from my teachers. I'm ready to go on my own. Now your brain, you're getting to the point where now you can continue to follow if it's beneficial, but you need to follow your heart, your own state of mind. You're no longer just a blind follower. When we are young, we are blind followers. But when you become an adult, now you become a self-thinker and you don't follow blindly. So when they go into a direction that's not beneficial to you, you can simply like, I can't go there. That's not good for me. I'm going to go in a different direction. I don't care who it is. Mama, daddy, cousins, whatever. That might be good for you, but it's not good for me. I'm going to go this way. Now you're not a blind follower. That's our problem, is when we follow people blindly and we think that they are perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. And I hear people say about the people that they follow, they say they're not perfect, but when you ask them, tell me something about them you don't like, they can't tell you nothing because they view them as perfect. Nothing. Like Brother Talib always say, their doo-doo don't stink. Everything about them, I mean, they can smell their doo-doo. That just smells so good. Now, to the person, in reality, doo-doo stink, and you don't want to be around it. And just like that gum I was talking about on your shoes, when doo-doo is stuck on your shoes, you be trying to find, where's that doo-doo come? You done stepped in some dog crap that's on your shoe. And you want to get out of it. You want to leave it alone. You want to clean yourself up. Because doo-doo stink. And everybody take a dump. So that means everybody stink. Angel Snubbing Up 7 stink. The people, my guests on here on my chat, stink. People in the chat room, and all of us take a dump. You know, I just tell you, everybody stink. But you don't have to stay stank. Clean yourself up. Some of us stay stank. We are a team here. We're not followers here. We depend on each other to keep ourselves on the right track. That's what we do here. There is no leader here. We all learn from one another. And we are a team here. There is no divine. There is no special. We all have the mindset. Because Angel Snubbing Up 7 might go crazy one day. And you might say to yourself, oh, that nigga, he done flip. You gonna stay with me just because you like me? And that's what a lot of folks do, because you become fanatical. But they leading you over a cliff. Well, he can't be wrong. There must be a reason why he want to go over the cliff. Because he crazy. And there you go. Like a herd animal. And that's what you see all over YouTube, all over our society. You got a bunch of people who are nothing but blind followers, and the crazy ass lead animal, they go over a cliff, and all the rest of them, they go blindly over the cliff with that lead herd animal, bunch of herd animals. I don't think so. When I see you getting ready to go over a cliff, I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that one. You can go over that cliff by yourself. But when you're a blind follower, that's what you see all over social media, a bunch of blind followers. That's why they can't get on this soul train. That's why they have a problem with me. That's why. Because I'm not a blind follower. I am a creator. I can follow. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with being a follower. You showing me to a place that's beneficial for me, I have no problem with that. I take good advice. I will follow good advice. That's not the problem. The problem is being a follower when you do it blindly. No questions asked. On this platform, on this rostrum, we are the creator. We are not the follower. We want to be the creator. We've done enough following. We've done following for the last 400 years under corrupt people. Why do we want to go from one plantation to another? I don't want to go to the African plantation. I don't want to go to the Aboriginal plantation. I want my own. I want to make my own laws. I want to make my own policies. I want to do like what James Brown say. I want to get up and do my thing. Whether it's bad or good, I want my own. And so you have people that don't like Angel Snubbing Up 7 because why you want to be a creator? You say the black man is God? Ain't God a creator? Isn't that one of the attributes of God? That he is the creator? He is the original? So you telling me the black man is God, but when I want to demonstrate, when I want to practice, when I want to act upon what you just told me that the black man is God, now you got a problem. You can't be God unless you are a creator. Unless you are original. Unless you have creativity. And most of you don't. You don't have creativity. You can't create nothing. You laugh at brothers and sisters who come up with these ghetto names, so you say. Shaniqua, Tamisha, and I done heard a whole lot. You laugh at that because you are a follower. You're not a creator. This is an example of people going within themselves to create their own. So when you say, or when you give our children these so-called ghetto names, you have to relate those children to where they come from, which is us. You can't say they are African or Chinese or European. They come from us. Soul brothers and sisters, the descendants of slaves, that's who they belong to. And that's what I'm talking about. Original is unique to us. Those children belong to us. But when you give them Muhammad and John and all these other names, they belong to somebody else. They're not yours. And we carry these slave names. And this is what you say. If you carry John, that's a European name, and Bo, and then Susie, that's the white man name. And then you adopt Arab names or some African. You don't mind African names because you said that's your family that belong to you. But you had nothing to do with its creation. You had nothing to do with what it is. So all thing you did was go from one plantation to another. I don't want nothing to do with that. I want mine. I want you to recognize mine. Now, many people believe that Michael Jackson created the moonwalk. But Michael Jackson himself will tell you he was taught the moonwalk. The moonwalk existed way before Michael Jackson started doing it. But Michael Jackson took the moonwalk and made it his own. His talent, his creativity. So I don't mind taking something from Africa or Europe. I'll make it my own, but it's mine. So when you think about the moonwalk, you think about Michael Jackson. He took it and made it his own, even though we know that Michael did not create the moonwalk. So I would accept that. I would take something from Africa. I would take something from the Aboriginals. I would take whatever. I'll make it my own. But you're going to know that it's me. It's not you. It belongs to me now. I took it. I'm the boss. I'm the creator. You don't want me to be the creator. You want me to be a copycat. You want me to sit around and put on costumes of being some African or Aboriginal or whoever. I don't want that costume. Being an impersonator. I don't want to be an impersonator. I want to be the creator. Do you know what that means? See, when you have that type of mindset, you're really still a slave. You're looking for somebody to guide you. You're looking for somebody to help you. Hold your little hand and show you where you need to go. You're not an adult. I'm an adult. I don't need my mama to hold my hand. I don't need daddy to protect me. I'm on my own. I can do my own thing. I'm a creator. So when you become a creator, then you own intellectual property. You are the creator. When you invent something, you own the patent because you are the creator. And somebody have to ask you. See, when you want to be an African or Aboriginal, you have to be accepted by those who own the patent, the intellectual property. I don't care. You can holler all out your mouth. I'm an African. I'm an Aboriginal. You can say it all out of your mouth, but you don't own that. You have to be accepted by those who own that intellectual property, who own that identity. You don't. And y'all look so stupid when some of those African people don't want nothing to do with you. They call you the white man. And you look so stupid. No, I'm an African. They don't want to accept you. They own the intellectual property. They own the identity. They own the patent to that. And if they tell you you're not accepted, what can you do except cry and be a beggar? I'm not going through all that. If you want to go through all that, that's your business. And beg and lay down to somebody else's feet, hoping they will accept you. That's what we've been doing for 400 years in America, waiting for the white man to accept you. So now you don't want to be accepted by the white man. Now you want some Aboriginal native tribe to accept you. You want the Africans to accept. I don't give a damn about the acceptance. They're going to look at me and want to be like me because I'm original. I'm the creator. I got swag. I got it going on. They're going to want to be like me. I don't care nothing about trying to be like them. So when I call us soul brothers and sisters, when I talk about the soul community, I'm a creative person. I can easily come up with my own identity, but I use the word soul and I embrace soul out of respect for my ancestors who was already doing it before I was born. When we think about soul, the first thing we think about is religious garbage. Soul is outside of religious dogmatism. Soul was the essence of a people who broke out of race. I'm not black, I'm not colored. I'm breaking out of the label that the Peckerwood put on me. And I'm going a whole different direction. Because when you think about soul, soul has no color. Soul is simply the essence of life. They used to look at us, how we dance, how we sing, and we're so lively. Those people got a lot of soul, full of life. Even though you face death every day and murder and rape and discrimination, and the list goes on and on. Our people still found a way to be lively, singing in the field, a slave, but still found a way to live your life incredible. So we took soul. Then, of course, you know about soul food, soul music, and just the whole culture, our whole swag of doing things. When soul was among us, the late 1950s, the early 1990s, when I was growing up, when you heard soul or black power, you heard soul power. They went hand in hand, except soul was the evolution of us taking an identity and being created, evolving into the free people that we claimed that we were, and coming up out of the racism that oppressed us. It was the beginning of the creation of our own identity, our own swag, our own uniqueness. So when you think about soul, there's only one person that you can think about. Not no Aboriginal, not no Africans, not no Chinese, not no Europeans. It's us. I want mine. When you think about something and it belongs to us, I want you to think about me. I'm not giving my culture. This is our culture, my culture, to others. I don't care if they're African. I don't care who they are. This is mine. This is my creativity. And we should get the credit. You get angry because you said the white man stole our music and the white man stole our swag and the white man stole this. But you want to voluntarily give yourself to other folks because I'm an African, I'm an Aboriginal. They had nothing to do with the creativity. And whenever somebody steal your creativity and don't ask permission, then they are plagiarists. They can be charged with theft. Or you're simply a copy, what they say, a copycatter. You're a pretend African. You are a pretend Aboriginal until you are accepted by them. I don't want to be them. So I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to run around asking for acceptance by them because I don't care. Because I want to be unique. I want to be me. I want to continue to build on the foundation of soul because my ancestors gave it to me. Many of them who are living right now. Not 5,000 years ago, not living in Africa, not 10,000 years ago. Many of them are living right now. So I give them the respect of them trying to develop their own identity because that's what a free people are supposed to do. I'm not black. Your oppressor gave you that label. I'm not African. Another label, the oppressor. The oppressor put it on you and put it on those people on that continent. Negro. I don't want those labels. You free, then act like a free person. Be creative like a free people. But you still have a slave mentality. You have a slave mind. So again, I could easily create an identity I think that would suit. But it's out of respect for my elders who came before me, who I clearly see they was on their way to doing it themselves. Just like Operation Exodus Mississippi. It's not no new idea that really come from me. I just was looking at history and saw they was doing it anyway. They was creating their own identity. They was going to take over state. All this they was doing anyway. But because they live in a racist nation that's always fighting against them, they could not get the job done. There's no excuse for us in 2021 why we can't get this job done, except our laziness and our inability to comprehend freedom and what liberation is. You talk about it and you say that you want it, but you really don't understand what it is, because your actions will show you would do that. And I want to say this real quick before I bring our brother, pass the mic to our brother Taalik. I want to say this very quickly. There are those who don't like Angel Snuff 7 because I'm a creator. And you don't like me because you are a follower or a follow whore. You don't understand. You can't comprehend because I'm a creator. I want my own. I don't want what other people have. I'm not interested. The same way they created culture, the same way they created a nation, whatever, the same way they created civilization, I can do it too. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with us? Why you can't create civilization? You got to keep talking about what Kemet did, what they did in Timbuktu. Why you can't do it? Why you can't build a nation? Why you can't do all these things? You want to ragtag and grab the coattails of somebody else. No, I want to show them, and we can show them. I'm just as smart as you are. I'm just as creative as you are. I have a brain. I have 10 fingers. Whatever you done, I can do. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you I can do it better. I'm not impressed by what you have. I'm not impressed by what the Peckerwood got. I'm not impressed by what the Chinese have. I'm not impressed by what Aboriginals done or what. I'm not impressed by nobody. Do my own. You don't impress me. So, another thing that some folks don't like about Angel Snuff 7 is that I think big. You think small. See, these people who are followers and who are influenced by this pro-blackness, scholarship, Pan-Africanism stuff, they are limited in their thoughts and they can't see the big picture. They can only see selling shoes on the corner. They can only see an African-American school. They can only see little tiny tiddlywink stuff. I can see the big picture and want the big picture. When you look at people who gamble, most gamblers who are successful, they don't bet small. Betting small means you scared. Even in the business world, when you invest, most people who are successful, they think big. All or nothing. That's how they think. When you invest big, when you think big, when you win big. But you have those people, scary. I give you a little $5. Here's 100. Gamblers, hundreds and thousands of dollars. See, because that's where you get your adrenaline. That's what keeps a lot of people coming to gamble, because they winning big. If they win at $25, $10, that ain't exciting. Look how people get excited when the jackpot is $100 million or something, because it's big. They still gamble, but you don't see, it's not on the news when the jackpot is $10,000, when the jackpot is even $1 million. Yeah, people say, but when it get to 10 million, 30 million and stuff like that, people get excited because if they invest, they win big. It's about winning big. I was in a liquor store one time, and these older people, they actually spent half of their check on lottery tickets. And I'm like, why would they do that? The reason why they was doing that is because they understood the more I play, the better the odds that I will win. So that means you got to give up something. See, Negroes don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to give up nothing. That's why they begging for reparations. Because you think these people are going to change their mind and just give you something. And you sit on your ass at home and watch TV and eat bonbons, and you think they're just going to one day knock on your door, here's $1 million check. You don't want to sacrifice nothing. You don't want to give up nothing. That's not how things work. So you have old people willing to sacrifice half of their check to try to win this big pot. And it's a sacrifice because we know that our senior citizens are on limited income, but they want to win big. So they're going to have to sacrifice something. Well, it's something in their, in their, they're going to have to sacrifice. I'm not going to be able to get that newspaper I like. I'm going to have to do without this cup of coffee. You're going to have to sacrifice. You don't want to do that. You want to try to do it easy. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you can lose your house, your car, in order to get what you want. Now, I understand your fear because in the past, believe me, I understand. Because I put 9 years into the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I lost. I wish I had that energy. I wish I was the person I was 18, 19 years ago. But I don't have it. I'm an old man now. I don't have that kind of energy no more. I just don't have it. It's just natural. I just don't have it no more. I don't have that kind of fire like I had when I was 18, 19 years old. I could go for days when I was 18, 19, 20 some years old. I don't have that no more. And plus now I'm also old and I'm also sick. But I gave this man this ideology, this strategy, 9 years, and I lost. So I understand why many of you don't want to sacrifice. Many of you want to play safe. But when it's all said and done, playing it safe is not going to get you liberated. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to suffer. And some of us might have to die in order to be liberated. Liberation is not free. Freedom is not free. And it's dumb for you to think that freedom is free. It don't work that way. You have animals like frogs and rabbits. They make a lot of babies. Why? Because a lot of animals love to eat frog. A lot of animals love to eat rabbit. But if you put out enough, some will survive. You got to put out a lot. You got to produce big to survive. We got to produce big to survive. There are those who come to me and they get angry at me because they want me to accept small scale. I can't do that. Soul Brother 85 said the white folks want planets now. They want Mars. They want planets. The earth is not good enough for them no more. They looking at taking over the universe. And here we are. We barely run our household. We don't run our neighborhood. We don't control a city. We don't control a town. Where do you think you're going to go with this attitude? Being afraid. Whenever you out to do something, somebody, do you know we wouldn't be living the way that we're living? Somebody had to step out and explore this planet for human beings to be where we are right now. They couldn't be scared. And then after they discovered everything, then others followed behind them. We got to get out of this being scared thing and being timid and talk about what can't be done. And then you'll turn around and tell me the black man is God. Well, God does the impossible. Nothing is out of the boundaries of God. And if you God, why are you scared? Why are you playing small? When you think big, you win big. Now, you could lose, but what if you win? And I said that you're going to win. If we do it right, we're going to win. And you're going to win real big. You can't even comprehend the jackpot because you're scared to play. You're scared to get in the game. So it's a matter of survival. And I always say it's about time. Do you have the time to do it small? If you have the time to do it small, maybe by the year 3030, we'll be where you want us to go. But if you don't have the time, and that's the problem, do you have the time to get to that point? See, I'm going to say this. I'm going to pass the mic. I'm going to say this. When baby wildebeests are born and they drop from their mother's womb, time is not on their side. Time is against them. When they drop from their mother's womb, they lay there and they gather their strength. And they have to get up and stand. Not only do they have to stand, that baby wildebeest has to be able to run in a certain amount of time. Because if they don't do it in that amount of time, then you have predators, lions or hyenas, and other predators will be happy to come and eat you. You don't have all the time in the world to lay there and tell the mama wildebeest, yeah, just hang in there. I get up when I feel like it. It's just, not only do the baby wildebeest have to worry about the lions and the hyenas, the baby wildebeest have to worry about the mama and the herd. Because when it's time for the herd to move out, they moving out. They leave the baby behind. So when that baby drops out of the womb, that baby has a certain amount of time. Get your strength, get together, stand up, and get ready to run. And you got to be able to keep up with the herd. And those babies survive. The ones like you who are follower, you don't think big, and you think you got all the time in the world, your happy ass gonna get ate up and you get left behind. Even by your own. Because definitely, if people show me that they are really interested in getting this train on the tracks and we get to moving, we leaving your ass behind. Bye. Nobody have time for that nonsense. And when you could have been part of something that was beneficial to you, and you could have been equal on the same playing field. Now you coming on the backside. Now you got to answer to those who sacrificed and suffered to get here. And it's not going to be pretty. Because your ass should have been on the same train. You should have been chopping down the trees. You should have been doing what we had to do in order to get here. But no, you wanted to play it safe. You thought that you got all the time in the world. And with this mindset that you have had for at least the last 50 years, what have you accomplished? Nothing. Playing it safe. Screwing around. And that's why we're getting ate up by lions and hyenas. Just like Soul Brother 85. It's survival of the fittest. They call this a dog-eat-dog world. You're on the bottom. And at the rate you're going, you're going to stay on the bottom. You don't have a chance in hell to compete with nobody on this planet until you get power and influence. And the only way that I can see that you can do that is by the strategy of the Mississippi campaign. That's it. Nothing else. Your little grocery store, your little black-owned businesses, that's not going to give you no power. It's not going to give you no influence. Maybe in the year 3030, maybe. Maybe. On that note, I'm passing the mic to Soul Brother Taalik.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thanks for allowing me to come on this panel today, brother. I want to start off. It is many of us in this country is so-called American Negroes who always talk about where every black person living in America is not being directly affected by racism. They're not being, brutalized by the racist police. They're not being shot by the racist police. They not being shot by the racists because they the N-word, or they not being lynched, or because they're not being, mass incarcerated, especially for crimes they didn't commit indiscriminately. Well, let me say this here. First of all, just because you, as a dark-skinned descendant of a slave born in America, haven't directly had those experiences in life, don't mean that it won't happen to you. Because it's a probability, because of your skin color living in this country, that it definitely can happen to you. Okay? Let's get that straight. And I really say this because many of us evade the fact by using that narrative not to want to get on this train of reality. You know what I'm saying? So you rather stay on the fictitious fantasy train, which is leading you nowhere but to the demolition of what's called extermination, in other words. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with us right now. And because, like someone just got through saying, we're thinking on this small scale level instead of on a larger scale level, like we're taking control of an entire state. We're going to remain powerless. We can have all the voices, all the most powerful voices we want. But if we ain't got no power behind it, the voice don't mean nothing. Look, we had Martin Luther King, we had Malcolm X, we had the Black Panthers, we had, other great leaders, like Stokely Carmichael. We had powerful voices, yeah. But what did that do for us? When you really look at the actuality of the scheme of things, what did that do for us? We're even in a worse position now than those that I just named.
Mm-hmm.
Than when they were here among us as the living. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is that we need to get some power behind us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have no power behind us, then we're going to continue on being in the subservient, oppressive, all out, season target position that we find ourselves in as a people. You know, and until we realize that, we just gonna simply keep getting what we get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't really say no more than that. I mean, you know, other than the fact that, you know, we don't have much time, also, as someone would say, left. Really, we don't.
Right.
Because we don't know if this country might fall completely on its knees. We didn't expect COVID-19 to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at this country and the rest of the world, and especially this country, because of the way that this country responded to this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Unlike certain countries that responded to it better than America did. Okay? But however, you know, we see what this has come to. And anything can come to the point of us being totally wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we told you many times before from this platform, that all the racists got to do is come knocking at your door with their military arsenal and them paddy wagons waiting on you outside your door, talking about, come on, we got somewhere to take you, like they did the Jews in Nazi Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Keep thinking this is some kind of game. This is not no game. Oh, they can't put us in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Black people today is too intelligent for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have more capable, elevated resources than they did back then when they had our ancestors on the fields picking cotton. Okay? So they got more powerful resources today to where they can force us back into even that type of form of slavery. Don't be surprised if it happens, in fact, okay? Because it can happen. And I'm straight up warning you that it can happen exactly like that. And it ain't nothing you could do. Your marching, your praying, none of that won't help. Our ancestors prayed for over 300 years and still died a slave, okay? So if their prayers didn't work, don't expect your prayers to work either. For those of you that's into the religion thing, don't expect your prayers to work. And you can see what your prayers is doing when it comes to your loved ones getting gunned down or killed by the racists in these streets of America. You see what I'm saying? What has prayer done for that? I mean, we got to look at the reality and the scope of things for what it is and stop playing games with our selves, with our future generations. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us talk tough. A lot of us talk, like we got the ideal of how things could work. Well, if it could work so easy and perfectly, especially without struggle and toil, and even without the aspect of our lives being on the line, we're trying to make it work, then how come you haven't been successful with this plan? Since it worked so much and so well to where we can actually, according to your frivolous ideals, work the plan without hardship coming. Because with any type of plan, when it comes to liberation, And it's always been proven throughout the history of the planet Earth among humanity. Hardship is always going to come with it. I don't care what you say, okay? We have over hundreds of millions of proposals. Against us is 44 plus million in America that oppose anything we do when it comes to our upliftment to begin with, okay? So we trying to actually get free. You don't think they're going to oppose that and do whatever it takes to show that they mean business by opposing our ideal toward becoming a real, true, free people? And y'all need to wake the heck up and get out that fantasy land way of thinking, for real. You know, y'all believe, y'all do. Hold on for a second. Let me take this quick sip of my cup of coffee here. Okay, back to you. But like I was saying, you know, yeah. I mean, this is not no game. This is for real. These people are in a position to do whatever they want to do to us.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in a pandemic like this. That crazy idiot in the White House who's got a few days left when he get out before they let Joe Biden in to become the next president could declare martial law. What you gonna do? And if he declared martial law, which he was rambling off saying that he wanted to do in the recent past, that means Joe Biden can't get in there. Right? I mean, come on. Y'all better wake up and understand what type of reality and existence we are living in. This is not no game. They're already in Washington saying that they're going to oppose the electoral college vote that declared him the winner anyway to get in as the next president, which that's a whole nother different subject for another time. I'm not interested in talking about that anyway, but, you know, see, they are fighting neck and neck with each other when we could be taking advantage of that, like Simone always say, you know, by working toward truly liberating ourselves. You know, and I say this because we're not free from slavery because of our own mere struggle. It was by default that we were free from slavery because of the Civil War.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Well, this time we have a chance to really turn this thing around by cohesively coming together and uniting among ourselves, unlike what our ancestors did in taking our freedom, instead of someone saying they gave us our freedom. You see what I'm saying? Because if they gave you something, it's attachments to it.
Right.
And we see how that's panning out, you see. So the situation is that we have to understand that, in fact, we are not free. In true hindsight, we're not free. Oh, well, I got a car. I got a nice home. I got a nice mansion. I got a $30 an hour job. I got a $20 an hour job. I make 80 or 90,000 a year, or 100,000 a year. So, or I got $1 million or $1 billion in my bank account. Man, the white folks don't care nothing about that. They can snatch that from you.
Sure can.
And they got the power to do so. And what you gonna do, Negro? Ask your ancestors who was living back in the 1930s Great Depression, when they froze their bank accounts, and they went in there and found out that they didn't had no money that they could, withdraw from the bank. And it wasn't even given an explanation for it. They just got their money took, and it was just that simple. And it wasn't nothing they could do about it. You see what I'm saying? So in 2021, you don't think, especially now, that the same thing can happen? And y'all people need to wake up for real and understand and realize this is serious. Y'all, I don't, you know, this is the reason why when I first, you know, got with our brother Taalik, you know, to create this idea of the Mississippi campaign, I was kind of reluctant to do it because I know how you people think. You know, you're not serious about liberation. You say you are. You say you want separation from a racist oppressor, but your actions really don't demonstrate because you don't think on a large enough scale to show that your actions demonstrate that. You want to take over a city here and there, over some land here and there. Listen, if the white folks want to cut your water off, your gas off, they can do it, okay? I don't even care if you do run a city or a whole county. Mm-hmm. If they want to cut that water off in that vicinity or area you at, they can, and ain't nothing you can do about it. What you gonna do? You gonna try to wet a rig the system to get some running water and some running gas? All they got to do is come up with a remedy for that, and that'll be that. You would just be, as they say, ass out. Okay? Keep playing with these white folks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we gonna really call ourselves a liberated people, let's take our liberation. That would, you know what I'm saying, circumvent all that crap. But y'all not ready to do that because y'all thinking on a small scale level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gonna take over this city at a time. We gonna take over that city. No. Let's gather the people together, mm-hmm. Get some flyers, get some money, to get advertisements put up on different highways throughout the state of Mississippi so our people could get acclimated with the ideal and then draw together from there. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's how you get straight to the point. Mm-hmm. Of working on taking control of an entire state. Not one city here, one city there. That you might not even succeed at that. And people have found that out. You see what I'm saying? That's not easy to succeed at. But if we all come together all at once, it will be much more easier for us. See, but what we have to do is we have to draw from understanding that we don't have to like each other, okay, to come together to make this possible. Our differences of opinions or personality, conflict issues, whatever, need to simply just be put to the side. We don't have time for that. We are in a crisis as a people. You know what I'm saying? We are in a very serious crisis as a people. You know, and this is just real, you know. Excuse me, once again. Yeah, we are in a situation, you know, as a people. You know, we are in a very serious situation, and this is not a game. We got our future generations behind us that still got to wake up, be born into this crap, and then wake up every day to face the same reality we facing. It's being the N-word, being a slave, being a coon, you know, being a statistic, like a mass incarceration prison inmate number. You see, being a drug addict, being a prostitution, a whore, you know, a criminal, a gangbanger, a pimp. You know what I'm saying, and all this other crazy stuff that negatively, you know what I'm saying, is associated with us as a group of people. You see what I'm saying? And that we're viewed as, and nothing else more. And that even supersedes all of the little positive stuff we've done as a group of people in this country.
Mm-hmm.
People recognize us more for the negative stereotypes about us than the positivity that we have done as a people in this country. So what should that tell you? It's because we don't have no power behind us.
Mm-hmm.
It's why we are judged more according to our negative aspects as a people than our positive aspects as a people. You see what I'm saying? We a people without no power is a people without no respect in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Always understand and remember that. You know, so I mean, we have to understand and realize that we cannot continue on this path that we're going down unless we want to be actually a complete exterminated people. We are already a destroyed people. We can see that. Just look at our neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our families. Look at our lives. You know, and Desiree, I mean, you know, and like I said, I don't care if you're rich or poor. You are still the N-word.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if you ain't had your head busted by a racist because you the N-word, or you ain't had no racist police crack your head with a billy club stick because you the N-word. It don't mean nothing. You are still the N-word. We are all generally boxed in together. And that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? If they see one, they see the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they cracking you in the head or throwing you in the penitentiary, especially on the trumped up charge because you the N-word. You see what I'm saying? Or even if they do give you a job or allow some of us to get ahead to a certain extent, you're still the N-word, okay? And trust me, when they allow you to get to a certain level, when it comes to getting so-calledly ahead, it's attachments to that. Remember, I just told you, when they gave us our so-called freedom after the Civil War, it was attachments to that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything considered good that they've done for us comes with an attachment. And if you can't see that, then you people are definitely blind with very low zero tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? You're very blind to see that. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're just that docile. And, I mean, you know, I just don't. I mean, how could you be stupid to want to stay among the races?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, y'all talk about our ancestors or descendants who are over there in the Republic of Liberia, West Africa, but at least they ain't got to worry about being oppressed because they the N-word. You see what I'm saying? Or suffering behind the so-called narrative of being the N-word. They ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, they may have their own problems over there, but they ain't got to worry about what we got to deal with here in America. That's one thing for sure. You know, and I mean, it's because our ancestors, the few of them who left here, decided it was time to get away from being among our racist oppressors over here. And they had enough sense to see that then. And now, their generation, to an extent, is benefiting from that. But because the rest of our ancestors chose not to get away from around the races and chose to remain in this nation, comfortable among the races, even when they were being lynched, when they was being snatched up, thrown into prison labor camps, and being traded from one contractor to another, like in slavery, when one slave master trade over one slave to another, or in exchange for another slave. That wasn't no different. That was just like that sister Michelle Alexander that wrote that book called Mass Incarceration and New Jim Crow. Was talking about how they would snatch our people up off the streets, even for some petty as laundering. And next thing you know, they freedom gone forever. And some of them even died in those prison work camps under horrendous conditions, even worse than what our ancestors probably suffered during actual chattel slavery. You see what I'm saying? So since we was so-called freed in 1865, don't mean that we're free. If we were so free and if there was so much equality and justice for us, well then how come our ancestors who was lynched thousands of times didn't get no justice? How come their families didn't get no justice? And just like most of us who were getting killed by the police, look at Breonna Taylor. They families ain't getting no justice. Michael Brown, Eric Gardner,
Shamir Rice,
Ezell Ford, they ain't getting no justice. So I mean, when you really look at the whole situation for what it is, we are still not free people in this country. And we still think that we are. I don't care because you're not sitting behind a big steel cell door that you can't get from behind in some regular institution, jail or prison. No, on this side of the barbed wire fence, you ain't free either. And you better know that. See, you got to ask yourselves questions even when you on this outside part of the barbed wire fence. You got to ask yourself, are you really free? Questions are presented like that for a reason. But I'll leave that up to you to figure out. You know what I'm saying? But you're not free. I mean, if you was free, then you'd be free to leave America without even having to get a passport. How about that? You know what I'm saying? If you was free. Right? I mean, come on, let's be real. You got to be told, when to cross the street, when not to cross the street. That ain't real freedom. And some countries, like I heard in Germany, they don't have no red or green light stop signs. They could just drive straight through in their car. Long as they driving at a certain, lower speed and they ain't driving too fast and not a hand is where they could hurt somebody. They could drive basically fast as they want to. Ain't no stop sign rules over there. But we here in America, that just tells you right there, as an example, are you really free? You can't even drive your automobile here like you really want to. Are you free? I mean, see, we got to look at those essential aspects of things to determine how free are we in a society like this. You see what I'm saying? So this is the thing. When you claim that you are free, you really need to take a look, especially as a so-called Negro in America. You really need to take a look and ask yourself this question. What did my ancestors go through when they were supposedly free from slavery? And look at us now, and as a result. And then even the little gains from the 1960s civil rights movement era, we losing, that's slipping out of our hands because of different laws that's being changed to overturn them. Those, benefits from the so-called 1964-1965 Voting Rights Act and the other so-called civil rights bill that they passed into law back then. It is rudiments that are being changed in those laws. even as it was under your black president, Barack Obama. Okay? And he didn't do nothing to stop that at all, you see? So what benefit do we have as being a free people in this country? You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing I'm talking about. You know, we need to understand the trueness or the reality that we are still in bondage. Until we understand and wake up and realize that we gonna keep getting what we get. Like you said, brother, Tamir Rice, you know, and the list goes on. And I heard recently that Tamir Rice, that the U.S. Justice Department ruled that they would not charge the police for his murder. You see, so I mean, that just show you what type of country we're in and what they think about us as a group of people. Just like what they did to our brothers, like the Angola 3 in Louisiana State Prison. They had them locked up in solitary confinement for decades, trying to break their will, although they managed to get free, all three of them. But look what they had to go through in that toil of struggle. Just like what our brother Mumia Abu-Jamal still got to go through in his toil of struggle. Just to be free from up under false accusation that he killed the Caucasian police in Philadelphia back in 1981. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, and the crazy part is they sentenced that brother to be on death row. They sentenced him to the death penalty, and his death penalty sentence was overturned, which clearly shows they know he was innocent. But see, they taking him through all these changes now that he's appealing this case to get free. Period, especially from the life sentence, the reduced life sentence without parole that he's doing for this white cop's murder. You see what I'm saying? But they just show you how this system is bent on keeping us deterred from being a free people and keeping us toward being continuously subservient as they had always viewed us as far as being slaves in this country. Their intentions was to never see us free on purpose, beside by default. You know, we have to understand and wake up and realize that unless we want to just continue on being in a position where we can find ourselves being annihilated completely like tens of millions of so-called Native American Indians were. And we are right now headed in that direction as 44 plus million so-called Negroes in America. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is just keep looking around. Do your research as a lot of you say you do, and just keep looking around. You know? I know y'all got to face the reality that y'all are going to either be free or y'all going to remain in bondage. And that's just the bottom line to that. I'm not saying sitting up here for my help just speaking on this. This is reality. This is why I'm speaking on this, because I don't really talk about nothing else on social media. You know what I'm saying? If it don't deal with the reality of where we are at as a people, I don't really have nothing to say. You know, but, oh, excuse me just for 1 second, brothers and sisters. Back at y'all. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, yeah, we are in a situation that we need to wake the heck up and smell the coffee, as someone would say. You know, this is not no game. You know, I mean, many of our youth are dying in these streets every day. And as a result of racism, you can say, yeah, it's because we killing each other. Yeah, that too. And I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I am an advocate when it comes to anti-black on black crime, okay? But my thing is this here, is that in the overall scheme of things, racism plays its part in that too, okay? Whether you want to accept that or not. You know, and I hear people also making comments or whatever about, well, you know, it's more of us, and I've said the same thing, so, you know, in that capacity, I'm no different at times, but yes, more of us do kill each other more than the police do. But the reality of it is the reason why the police is killing us now in the way that they are, because they see we don't care nothing about the fact that we kill each other as much as we do. That is something to think about, you know? I mean, that really is something to think about. And then, I mean, you know, we have to understand that ain't nobody gonna respect us or respect so-called black lives until we take it serious more than anybody else. Because really at this time, don't nobody take that serious. People get, you know, a lot of them people out there marching and protesting, you know, they're benefiting off of that financially as far as that Black Lives Matter crap go anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I mean, they not really taking that serious. And y'all need to really wake up and see that for what it is. And with that said, I don't want to get tongue-tied, but for right now, until we close, I'll pass the mic back to our brother, Angel Snup 7, but I just want to leave y'all with those few words and encourage y'all to understand and wake up that we got to take our freedom or simply die as a slave. Because either our reality is going to remain as being slaves, or if we choose to, our reality could become one day of truly being a free people. And with that said, once again, I'll pass the mic back over to our good number one soul brother, Angel Snup 7 in the house.
Alrighty then. If we was in our own church, we would get everybody to give Brother Talib a round of applause. Thank you for your words and of advice and suggestions and bringing reality to us. Mostly definitely appreciate it. I want to say just a couple of things before we end this broadcast. And I want to just tap on this comment here by Brady Watts. Brady Watts, thank you for listening and tuning in to our broadcast. I believe this is the first time I ever saw you in the chat room. Thank you so much for joining us. Brady says we must get in our souls that we are a nation within a nation. Well, you have the potential. We have the potential of many things. We have the potential to be gods and kings and all these different things that we talk about. We have the potential, but we are not a nation within a nation. We're nothing but Pharaoh slaves drifting like driftwood, flowing wherever the water goes. That's what we do. We are not a nation. You cannot be a nation and you don't have any unity. You don't even have unity. How you going to have a nation? How you going to be a nation within a nation and you don't even have unity? How you going to be a nation within a nation and you're not even a people? You're a bunch of tribes and groups. I'm in my group, you in your group, everybody in their little tiny groups. You're not a nation. You have the potential to be a nation within a nation, and it sounds good, and we love things that sound good. But the reality is, we're a bunch of Pharaoh slaves that just got off the plantation less than a little 100 years ago, just wandering around the backyard trying to make it, trying to find our place. Hopefully the Massa open up his door and let us in. That's what we're really waiting on. We want Massa to treat us as an equal. We want Massa to give us this. Look, how you a nation within a nation? You don't produce no food, no clothing, no shelter, no water, no electricity, no gas, no nothing. You make all these babies every year. And on Facebook, I see them every day showing up pictures of babies. You don't make baby formula, baby milk, baby shoes, baby car seats, nothing. Everything about you come from your slave master, and you don't tell me about some nation within a nation. No, you're a bunch of Pharaoh slaves wandering about in the wilderness, just like I would assume the same way that Moses and his people was wandering in the wilderness. They had no idea of where they really was going. They just, well, I'm taking you to the promised land. Yeah. When we gonna get there? You know, in the meantime, you know, what's happening? You're not a nation within a nation. You're not a nation until a nation, a dog is a puppy until it grows up. A chicken is a chick until it grows up. You have not grown up. You're still on the level of a slave. When you become a nation, you don't have to talk about a nation within a nation. You're going to be able to talk about your sovereignty and the policies and the rules that you make. And you're going to be able to show that you're establish your own citizenship and all the things that go with a nation. You're not a nation within a nation. That's fantasy until you make it real. And we on this platform only deal with the real. We don't deal with the dreams and the fantasies. We only deal with the reality. When you become a nation, we'll know what the name of that nation is, who your president is, how you roll or whatever, and then you will be acknowledged as a nation. The Nation of Islam says the same kind of stuff. We're a nation within a... No, you're not. You can have all the bits and pieces required that a nation needs, which the Nation of Islam do exhibit these things, but you're nothing but an organization. You're not a nation. You're an organization, a Black Pride organization, religious organization, however. You're not a nation. And I can guarantee you that type of nation, those who control this geographical area, is not going to tolerate a nation within a nation. They're not going to tolerate. You better go get your own. Long as you're on my land that I control, and I got my Air Force, I got my Navy, and my Marines, you're going to be under my jurisdiction, so you can take that and fly with it. So Brady says, we are more united than you or others may think. God works all around. Brady, I don't think that you're familiar with this channel, are you? We don't do the God thing here. We don't do the God thing here, Brady. God don't work in mysterious ways here, Brady, because God don't exist. You can stay positive about Black potential when that potential is realized. Yeah, I'm positive. I can stay positive about it if you show me that's the direction that you're going. I do not see the unification that you're talking about. The only thing we see is everybody's in their groups and tribes, however you want to call it. Just like Africa. Maybe you are African because that's the way they are. Everybody in their own separate nations and tribes and families. They are not interested in no unification of Africa. That's what Pan-Africanism is supposed to be about. If the Africans, the people who actually live there, are not interested in being together, Who are you? The only way you can show them African unification is that you can unite the people right here on this soil and establish something like a state of your own. Now you can say, we are becoming a nation within a nation. Now you can say, we're on our way. God is working in mysterious ways. Yes, mysterious. Mystery means the unknown. That means you have no idea. It's mysterious. Probably because it don't exist. So how are we more, I would like to ask Brady, how are we more united? Show examples of this. Because if you go on the internet and you could type in black groups, all types of groups, they're not united. Everybody separately have their own agendas, doing their own thing. That's what you see. A whole lot of it. Even the people, like say for instance, in the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam, after the death of Elijah Muhammad, is all kinds of different factions. They are not united, but they believe in Elijah Muhammad. They're not together. And then you have one arrogant person because he's popular, because thousands of people come see him. Y'all supposed to be with me. You a hypocrite if you ain't with me. Who the hell are you, man? Just because a lot of people come listen to you don't mean you right. Where they get this stuff from? Just because I'm popular. Just because more people listen to Tariq Nasheed or Young Pharaoh or Farrakhan than me, that means I'm wrong. Where y'all get that from? Adolf Hitler had more people listening to him than Farrakhan and Tariq Nasheed and Young Pharaoh and all these people put together. And we see where that went. So you can't go by popularity. Popularity don't make you right. Popularity will mess around and send some people to the gas chamber. Brady continues to say, but you're dividing yourself from some who see life differently. I don't mind being divided from people. Nothing wrong with separation. Some people live in fantasy and fiction and fairy tales. You cannot help me because you live in La La Land. You live in dimensions and places that's not real. So you can't help me where I'm at because I'm only with reality. Brady continues to say, you're only a snowflake. No one persons are the same. I don't want you to be like me, but you need to be on the same level. We all need to be on the same level. We all need to understand the situation that we're in, and you need to be able to compromise your position for the benefit of the whole. That's what we don't want to do. You want everybody to be a Muslim. You want everybody to be a Christian. You want everybody to be an African. You want everybody to be what you want them to be. So it's better that you just stay in your little funky family group, your little tribe or whatever. And then when this cracker gets sick of all of us, he puts you to death in that gas chamber, in that electric chair. Whatever method, somebody told me it's too many black people, he could not kill us. They slaughter animals every day by the thousands. I know. I deliver and go to slaughterhouses when I was driving my truck all the time. They slaughter them by the thousands every day. Thousands of chickens, thousands of hogs every day. And the only reason why they did not come to an end is because these animals are reproduced. You're not going to be allowed to reproduce. When they get to killing you off, you're not going to be reproducing a damn thing. Except turn you into some fertilizer and maybe feed you to the hogs. That's what's going to end up happening to you. You think everything is a joke. You're living in some type of delusional land somewhere. You think you got all the time in the world, and that's not reality. These people are not interested in unity. So they're interested in the graveyard because you're on the bottom. You're always going to be something for other people to live off of. And when you have no blood left so they can suck, what you think going to happen to you? Thank you, Brady, for your comment. See, oh, now I understand why you say what you say. Brady follows the NOI and the F. Now I understand why you think the way you do. Now I understand why you think the way that you do. The Nation of Islam is not unified with nobody except themselves. The NFAC, I think that's that military organization, their leader is locked up, or maybe he's on bond. I don't know what the latest situation is with him. He's on federal charges, federal armed charges, or whatever. He's all locked up. And the Nation of Islam been doing work for 40 years. They don't have a nation or a neighborhood or nothing after 40 years of work. Oh, you following some good examples of one black nation. One leader locked up for screwing around, thinking carrying a gun around in the United States, a Negro carrying around a gun in the United States, you think that's cute. They showing you how cute it really is. And the Nation of Islam have wasted 40 years. They don't have a neighborhood. They don't have a city. They don't have a town. You don't have a city. You don't have a neighborhood. How you going to have a black nation after 40 years? You don't have nothing. They don't even control a block, a neighborhood. And these are who you follow. They're a nation within a nation. They don't have nothing. You caught up in their fantasy, their delusions that they tell you. How long is this supposed to take? You had 40 years to build your nation within a nation. Where is it? Nothing. They keep giving you excuses. Okay, what's your plan, brother? See, Brady is new to our channel, y'all. Brady, if you're on Facebook, where is that, brother? He already put that. Let me find it real quick. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, support Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. Learn some realistic stuff. You can find it on Facebook, but there's more videos on the YouTube channel. Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. The most realistic and really the best solution for the once called Negro in America. So learn about that. Well, really, you know, yeah. Thank you, Brady. And Brady is in Mississippi. But really, it's not about Mississippi. When you understand what the Mississippi campaign is about, it's not about Mississippi. It's about us. It's about that nation within a nation that you're talking about. In a realistic, looking at things from a realistic point of view. Not from a fictional fantasy, I just want to feel good type of thing. Yeah, I'm familiar with Hattiesburg. It's not about Mississippi. It's about the best avenue, the least path of resistance to get you what you want. But you can learn all that when you begin to explore and study. Don't go to the channel. Don't go to the Facebook page. Don't go to the channel with a bias and prejudice mentality, because you're not gonna, you might as well just leave it alone. Go there and really think about what's being said, what's being presented, and study what's being said the same way you study Nation of Islam teachings, the same way that you study John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben and all these teachings and whatever. When you go, you can go to Google and put in Operation Exodus Mississippi promo video. That gives a short, very brief, 4-minute, short, brief summary about what the Mississippi campaign is about. I don't have the time, and I'm tired. I want to say something else before I get off this broadcast. And if you really are interested, you'll do that. And then you can come back and talk to us after you study what the Mississippi campaign is about. The Mississippi campaign is the catalyst of your nation within a nation. But that's not what it's about right now. We may never see that come into existence in our lifetime. Right now, we're talking about just simply putting ourselves in a better economic position, creating a safe haven for us. There are cities in America, and I think Atlanta was one of them. Remember when all those immigrants was coming across the border and Donald Trump was locking babies in cages or whatever he was doing, making people all upset, the federal government. And the cities didn't like it. Atlanta didn't like it. And it was some cities in Texas, I believe, or whatever, California. They did not like how Donald Trump was treating these immigrants who was able to come across the border. And they told the federal government, I don't care what you're talking about. We're not going to obey your orders to do whatever to these immigrants. Matter of fact, we are a safe haven for these immigrants against the United States government. Now, these are cities telling the federal government, we're going to offer safe haven. We're not going to, our law enforcement is not going to track down and lock up nobody for you. And these are cities offering a safe haven to illegal aliens or immigrants, however you want to call it. These are called immigrants, I guess, since they're not black folks or whatever. Because I think black folks, anybody with black skin, called illegal aliens or whatever. I don't know how they work on it. I don't know. What's the difference between an illegal alien and an immigrant? I really don't know. Oh, I guess an immigrant is somebody who's lawful, I guess. And an illegal alien is illegal. I don't know how that stuff works. But anyway, we want Mississippi not only to become an economic refuge for us, but a safe haven for us. The same way these cities was to these immigrants, illegal aliens, however you want to call them. So, and we want it to be a national effort because we want all our people, the 40 million, to participate. And so Mississippi will become our safe haven. So if you have a problem in California, if you can make it to Mississippi, that would become your safe haven. Now, this is not to say that we're going to protect you if you are a murderer or whatever, you're some big time criminal. No, that's not what it's about. But it is to give us a safe haven from the injustice that we know that we face living in this country. But right now, there's nothing. We don't have a place to go. The illegal immigrant can find protection from a city. The illegal alien can go right back home where they come from. You and I are in this nation. We have no protection from nobody. We have no home to go to. You are African. Well, go then. You know you don't have no home. We need to stop being silly about that stuff. Africa is my home. You have no home. You have no relatives there. You just a visitor. You just a tourist. And if you want to become a citizen, you got to go through the process of being a citizen. They're not going to just say, oh, you're just a citizen of Nigeria or Ghana. That ain't how it works. But if you was that, you shouldn't have to go through that, but you're not that. So we have no place to go. So if nobody is going to protect us, then we're going to have to protect ourselves, thus the need to create a safe haven as soon as possible. These people, the Nation of Islam and others, they want you to wait forever. Well, when we going to do this? They have no time limitation. They don't give you no progress report. Every Savior's Day, the Nation of Islam never give you a progress report on what's going on. Now, back in the 1960s, Elijah Muhammad used to give a progress report every Savior's Day, let you know everything, all the accomplishments that the Nation of Islam done during the year. Minister Farrakhan, Mr. Popular, has never given a progress report. Never. In his whole 40 years. You know why? Because there has been no progress. That's why. You cannot report about something that exists. So it's even more important for us to support the Mississippi campaign, get on board the Soul Train, and we will give you progress reports on what's going on, whether it's good or bad, because this is what they said, this is a masterpiece in progress. And you're gonna have problems. We think that we can go over here, but we might have to backtrack. But anyway, you'll get a progress report. You're gonna see where every dime, dollar, penny, nickel, you're gonna see where it's going. Nobody interested in living in mansions and big swimming pools and all that kind of good stuff. Only in what is in the best interest of the 40 million. That's why it's important that the 40 million get on board the Soul Train so they can understand this is your safe haven. This is your nation within a nation. This is the only way you're going to get power and influence. So when you vote, when you open up your mouth, they're going to listen to you for a change. Right now, you open your mouth and nobody really cares about what you're talking about. The only time they listen to you when you pout, when you burn down a few buildings and act silly. And then they give you some crumbs and then you start sucking your pacifier again. That's not what Operation Exodus Mississippi is. You're going to get your nation within a nation, and you're going to have it. You're not going to temporarily have it. It's designed so once you get it, you're going to have it. It's up to you. So I suggest to you, I'm not telling nobody what to do. We're offering you advice and suggestion. I'm not telling you not to be an African, not to be Kemetic or a Hebrew Israelite, or none of these different things. What I'm telling you, that you're going to have to learn how to put some of your stuff to the side for the benefit of the whole. And actually, you'll be putting yourself in a better position. And you'll be so proud of yourself once you accomplish this. You'll be so proud. And then you don't have to talk about Egypt so much and Timbuktu and all this stuff that you need to listen to give yourself high self-esteem. You can look at yourself, because to pull this off, woo, man, it took some incredible people. And we would be the greatest generation ever produced. Dr. King would be so proud. Brother Malcolm, Elijah Muhammad, Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Fannie Lee Hamer, Shirley Chisholm, and the list goes on. Our people would be so, woo, they'd be so impressed. They'd be like, wow, they done it. Yeah, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to show the world how to be human for a change. Yeah. But you cannot show inhuman people how to be human when you are living the life of a damn beast yourself. We on our way to higher things. That's why I want to be unique. I don't want to be like them. Look at the world they created that you live in. You want to live in this mess? No, you want to be different. I want to be unique. I want to be different. I don't want to be like them. I want to evolve to something greater than them. Because you see with them, the kind of world, and I know some of y'all, it's the white man. It wasn't, that's more fantasy and fiction. It wasn't all that beautiful when it was nothing but black folks running around. They was murdering each other, exploiting women and children, endless wars, fighting, lying and stealing, way before the crack of the Peckerwood showed up. Stop this fantasy, black folks live in some type of utopia, holy and righteous, holy and thou crap. You will never find none of that in recorded history because it never happened. The only history you will find that in mythology and these fairy tales that these people be talking. That's right, soul brother. Nation of Islam, popular. 40 years of nothing, but they popular though. And they accomplished a little bit of something. But basically, it's 40 years of nothing. When you have had maybe over $1 billion some dollars pass through your hands, and you really don't have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Things take time. How much time do you need? Give us a timetable. You need 20 more years? 40 more years? 100 years? But in the meantime, they want you to keep donating and giving them money. And really, you're a silly person for doing that. Why does the Negro love the white man? That's one of the lessons. One of the questions from the lessons. Because the white man gives the Negro nothing. And we do the same thing with a lot of black folks. Give them your money, you love them, and they give you nothing. On this platform, we want to produce for you. And if we can't produce for you, we would tell you, hey, we tried, we just can't. It's not working. Keep your money in your pocket. I want to produce for you. I want to show you in reality, not talk about a nation within a nation. We want to show you, here you go. Now you don't have to talk about a nation within a nation. It's right here. All you got to do is cross the border. We run this. When you come to Mississippi, we make the laws. We make the policy. You got to go through us to get anything done in this state. There might be a few white mayors and people, whatever, but we control everything. They got to bow down and submit to the majority, which will be us. And that has never been done. Ain't no white folks bow down to laws and policy made by a Negro. That has never been done in 400 some years. Never. Well, guess what? If you want it, it can be done in 2021. With that said, thank you for listening. I thank Brother Taalik for joining me on this live stream. And I think that Sister Noble is going to have a live stream, I think at 4:30. So that would be 3:30 her time, I think, Eastern time.
What topic would this be? Because she invited me to come on this particular topic. Planning on doing.
The topic that she chose is, I don't like black people.
Okay, yeah, that's what. Okay, I thought she said Monday.
Is it Monday?
Yeah, that's what she said, yeah.
Oh, it could be Monday. I have to see. I have to look it up again. But I know I saw it in my subscription.
Yeah.
Subscription box.
Monday. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I thought it was today. That's why I came on air early, just in case you wanted me to participate.
Right.
So I decided to do my live stream early so I could be able to participate. And yeah, but if it's Monday, okay, that's right on time then. Okay. The next time that I go on air, I want to talk about this African ancestry DNA test crap. Is it a hoax or is it facts? Is it real? Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's a hoax. It's fraud. As far as I'm concerned, that African DNA ancestry crap, it's phony. It's a hoax. But some of you believe in it. We want to talk about that. I'm going to tell you the reason why I view African ancestry DNA is a hoax. And that's what I want to talk about on my next live stream. That's going to be the subject. You probably see it in your subscription box. It'll probably be I might do it today. I might do it later on tonight. Talk about that African DNA crap. I don't like it. I think it's fake. You're going to have to do a whole lot to show me that it's not a hoax. And just because a black man, they say, just because a black man is the face of African ancestry, do you know how many Negroes cheat other black folks every year? Steal, lie, murder us every year? Just because a Negro is behind it don't mean it's real. Negroes lie, they hustle you. They know that you want to be African. They know that you want to have a connection to somebody. Me, I could care less. The only connection I need is to brother Taalik, Soul Brother 85, Brady, Twin, Legend. I don't need no connection to nobody else. My mama, my cousin, I don't need no connections to all these other folks. I don't need that. But you have those people, they've been conditioned and they lost out there drifting. They think they need to find out. Who cares? Even if I am connected to some African or some African, I don't care about that stuff. They ain't did a damn thing for me. I'm on my own, so I do my own thing. And they'll be looking for me. I want to be connected to them soul brothers and sisters. I want to be connected to that. Let them get the African, let them get the DNA test. Let them do the soul searching. I'm not interested like that. I don't care. That's my position. They don't mean nothing to me because I'm doing my own thing. I'm interested in my own people, my own group, my own tribe, and getting myself together. What are they doing for us? Nothing. What have they done for us? Nothing. Are they looking for you? No. We've been doing fine without them all this time. I don't see no reason to spend my money and go all out my way to look for people who ain't looking for me. Even my biological relative. They ain't looking for me. I'm not looking for them. So it's all gravy. Cool. So that's what I want to talk about probably later on tonight or maybe Tuesday, because we want to, if Sister Noble is doing her live stream Monday, then we want to support her. And I'll probably come back Tuesday or Wednesday. Or like I said, I could probably do it tonight. Because that needs to be talked about. That needs to be talked about. I truly feel that it's fake. You're going to have to really bring some strong evidence to me to show that it's not fake. And like I said, even if it's real, I don't care nothing about it. I don't care about that connection like that because I don't want to be them. I want to be who I am. Thank you, brother 85. Thank you to everybody in the chat room, Brady, Legend, and Twin, and thank you, brother Taalik, for joining me for these few minutes. And we're gonna catch you on the flip.
Yes, sir. All right, peace.
Yeah, and like Don Cornelius always used to say, as in parting, I wish us love, peace, and soul. We are out, Audi 5000.